My people, what's up? How we doing? I'm bringing you another late night video tonight. Got some thoughts running through my mind, and I kind of want to take advantage of what I'm thinking about to put it into a video and make some content. Hopefully, since I'm not using AirPods, you can still hear me. Hopefully, I'm not about to make this video. Jesus, I can't even talk. I already took my sleep supplements, so I'm a little tired. Hopefully, I'm not making this video for nothing right now. I'm wasting time because the microphone's not going to pick up my voice. But anyways, I'm going to get right into it. You're not defined by your past as a man per se. If you were a simp in the past, if you were a drug addict, if you were a liar, if you were a cheater, if you were a snake, if you were a rat, whatever it might be, whatever struggles you had to endure or overcame, whether they were self-inflicted or whether it was just, bad luck of the draw, born into a shit family, shit lifestyle, you got fired from your job, your car got repossessed, your woman cheated on you, whatever it might be. As men, we're judged by how we react. Man, I can't even talk. We're judged by how we react and how we overcome things. I have a bad habit of dwelling on my past. I'm so damn hard on myself, and I'm so critical of myself with how I analyze myself, especially at nighttime. Especially when I lay down to go to bed, I replay everything I said today, everything I've done. I analyze if I could have used my time better. It's a blessing and a curse. It takes a toll on me. And I can't shut it off. So like me not using Instagram or not posting YouTube videos was a way of me trying to shut my mind off. Sometimes I need to take a step back. But I can't shut that off. And like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. And it's a blessing because it allows me to analyze myself and improve and get better and learn from my mistakes. But it's a curse because I know I'm not defined by my past. I know I'm not defined by the dumb things I've done. A lot of my struggles were self-inflicted. I don't want to go into too much detail, even though I want to be as transparent as possible because I don't believe you can relate with people if you try to come off as if you're above them, like as if I got all the answers and I'm perfect and I'm talking down to you. That is never, ever going to be my point of view. It's never going to be how I try to portray myself, ever. I never want people to think that I see myself as better or as if they're below me. It's just never going to happen. But I still, at the same time, need to keep some things private because, who knows who's going to see these videos. But all my struggles were self-inflicted for the most part. I'm an idiot. I say dumb things. I do dumb things. I've hurt people. I've lied to people. I've handled friendships poorly. Granted, this is maybe 10 things I'm thinking of 10 years ago, right? I'm 33 now, and I'm extremely proud of who I've been since around 2020 was when I made a drastic change in who I was and how I carried myself as a man. I started to learn about masculinity and manhood and how we need to earn our manhood through what we do. And that's exactly my point. We're not judged by our past per se, right? Don't get me wrong. Your past can be a factor, If a dude was doing scumbag shit his entire life, people might not trust him, right? That's an example of your past kind of biting you in the ass. But generally speaking, which is always going to be my context, the world operates on generalizations. So generally speaking, we're judged by how we carry ourselves in times of struggle, how we've responded to struggle, how we've overcame struggle, and how we've grown into better men from pain and struggle. I used to tell a buddy when I've been in love with girls or I had high school crushes, I would say things like, bro, if this girl breaks my heart, I kind of crave it. I kind of crave that pain. Even though it in the moment, it's misery, right? Like every dude, I don't know if I had to guess, I've probably been cheated on, right? But I've never had like undeniable proof, you know what I mean? Like I never walked in on my girl. But like we've all had our heart broken before. And it's misery. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't think straight, right? Like even with who I am now, if I were to lose the girl I love, it my girl, it would hurt. Like I would love to spend the rest of my life with my girl, but like, you never know what can happen. Like I in my video yesterday, these women are controlled by their feelings, and a woman could wake up tomorrow and decide, listen, I'm done with this guy, and think she's going on to a better guy. And I don't want to go off into a different tangent about female nature because that's my shit. But we've all had our heart broken before, and that pain, that struggle for men is like the most potent fuel source. So as men, like our pain, our struggles, like it's fuel, right? They talk about, I don't mean to get religious, even though I'm more religious than I've been the last couple of years, but they talk about God giving the greatest challenges to like his strongest men or something. I'm probably botching that, but like the Bible, I know for a fact, talks about how men are defined by struggle because God gives challenges to men that want to grow into legendary men, right? You're just not going to be the kind of man that, the little boy looks up to if you don't overcome some gruesome, brutal, hellish-like circumstances. All the baddest superheroes, all the comic book characters, Spawn, the Punisher, whoever it might be, Spider-Man's, what was his uncle died, like they've overcome utter hell. Batman, his parents were killed in front of him or something like that, right? I feel like I'm botching quotes and stories, but like you get the point. They've overcome utter hell. And men like me, when we were little boys, still till this day, Frank Castle is my favorite of all time. Spawn is one of my favorites of all time. Spawn dies and goes to hell, and his best friend starts dating his wife, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this shit shapes us. It shapes us, and you're not defined by your past mistakes, the dumb things you said. You're just not defined by that. And as men, it's a blessing that we can genuinely win in the long run. A man should be more so judged by his future, whereas, for example, a woman is judged by her past. You don't want a hooker. You don't want a stripper. You don't want an OnlyFans girl. I don't care if they're religious now. They're 35. They change their ways. They're looking like you don't. No dude that has self-respect and knows that he can get a worthy woman chooses that woman. If a man has the choice between a woman with a 20 past body count and a woman with a 2 body count, everything is identical. You think he's choosing the 20? If a man has the choice between a girl who is a OnlyFans girl getting ran through and a girl that was a stripper. This is an example of the lesser of two evils. I'm just making a point. We take into consideration a woman's past. For men, we're more so judged by our future in a sense because we win in the long run. We bloom later in life than women. We're born losers, right? We're born to struggle, to endure, and to grow. And I already know when I'm done with this video, I'm 9 minutes in right now. I'm going to stretch a little bit. My neck is a little messed up from jiu-jitsu. I already did 30, whatever you want to call them, neck exercises with this neck accessory I have. But I already know when I go lay my head on my pillow, I'm going to start thinking of exactly what I'm talking about right now. Dumb things I did in the past. And it's just, this is what made me want to get on here and just hopefully to the few of you that see this, remind you that like you're not defined by your past. You can become the kind of man that the little boy you once were would look up to. Be the man that the little boy version of you needed. Be that man, dude. Be that man, because I needed that. I needed me. I needed me. Bad. Real bad. So, be that man, bro. Be that man. I love yous. I'll see you soon.